You guys are probably thinking, Gabriel, you're crazy. Nobody's KOing Rodtang. Like, this guy takes the biggest shots and just trucks forward. But let me tell you, I have trained alongside Dennis Puric. I've sparred hard with him. Like, he doesn't spar light. I've sparred with him. And the fact that this guy is 135 pounds, he was probably like 5'6". But I remember being hit by him through the gloves going, holy smokes. This guy hits so hard. And I'm not saying he's going to KO Rodtang, but if you came to me and said, guess what? Dennis KO'd Rodtang, I wouldn't be surprised. So let's watch this fight that earned him the title shot against Rodtang. Daniel Jacobs was ranked number 2. Puric, I'm not sure what his record is in 1FC, but he had some really good wins racked up. Look at those good rounded hooks there. He just gets so much leverage. He's really working away at the chops right now. Probably trying to draw the attention down low so he can get his hands landing, because again, if he touches you, it's going to be a problem. And keep in mind that for this Rodtang fight, they're actually fighting in kickboxing, which means the gloves are going to be boxing gloves. I don't know who that has an advantage for. I know the kickboxing rules definitely will help Puric because he doesn't have to deal with the elbows of Rodtang, but putting on bigger gloves makes it harder for him to actually knock down Rodtang, and that's already a hard task. But I do think that kickboxing was a better rule set for him against Rodtang as opposed to Muay Thai. Spoiler alert too, I have watched this fight before and we will see a couple knockdowns transpire. Little groin shot there. Ate a good shot to the head after. So they say protect yourself at all times. You never know if somebody hits you in the groin, you drop your hands, then they punch you in the head and knock you down. Very difficult to protect yourself at all times if you just got hit in the groin, but that is why they say that expression. So back into the action, here we go. Another thing interesting to note about Dennis is he is going into this fight against Rodtang, it being the biggest fight of his career, the one that could really thrust him into stardom within the sport, at 39 years old. It is so rare for fighters to, even be still fighting at 39, much less hit the biggest fight of your career and have a chance to just explode on the scene. If he gets this win, I'll be so excited for him. Like I said, I've trained alongside Dennis. One of his coaches is Lynn Hamilton from House of Champions MMA, who also has been in my corner many times. The one area that I feel Rodtang would be dominant over Dennis is probably in the clinch. Rodtang has some very nice throws, but that's removed under the kickboxing rules. That was kind of cool there. He caught the kick and then went into a jumping, spinning side kick. So here we go into round number 2. Good action early on. Lifts and tosses him. You can see the respect between these guys. That's one of the great things about fight sports. Usually opponents have so much respect for each other. Very, very nice individuals. Yes, we do see sometimes these highlighted UFC fighters or boxers who don't portray that, but I think that's just to sell tickets, gain that extra notoriety. Respect is so important. Ooh, that was nice there. Just hung on a little too long with that shin framed across the thighs. If you're going to do that, you have to collapse your opponent's balance a little bit, put more pressure. Yeah, just put a lot of pressure on his thighs and pull his head. If you don't do that to your opponent, you're just on one leg and you're so much easier to sweep. Both fighters getting the hands going a little bit more. Nice left hook there from Dennis. Will be really interesting because, like I said, you know from the title of this video, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Dennis lands a shot and he could KO Rodtang, but what will be interesting to see is if any of the shots really affect Rodtang and if he'll do that thing where he treks forward and punches himself in the face. I don't see this fight being boring. I don't see how it could. And I know sometimes we have fights like what just happened in the UFC. UFC 302, the semi-main event or co-main event was Strickland versus Costa. And everybody's like, this is going to be a barn burner of a fight. It's going to be a war. And then it just turns into a dull fight. But I don't see that happening under these rules. They're going to have bigger gloves. They'll both feel a little bit safer because of that. Rodtang's going to move forward. I don't see Dennis backing down. I think it's just an absolute war. And we're only days away. So excited. 30 seconds left. Again, spoiler alert, keep your eyes on the screen. Don't look away. We've got some good action coming. Right there. I would have to watch that back. But I feel like that uppercut did not actually land to the head. I thought it might have gone to like the tricep or the underarm. But it shows you how powerful he is because he really off-balanced him with that one punch. Nice jab. That was a knockdown. He blocked the round kick, came back with the right hand, and that one caught him and off-balanced him for sure. So here we move into the final round, and really it shouldn't be, the scorecard shouldn't be as far away as it is right now because there was one not legit knockdown there, but Dennis is in the lead. That's for sure. And quite far in the lead because of the two knockdowns in round two. Fun start to round number 3 so far. Smith really has to go for it. He's cut pretty badly there. Right eye looking real red. Nice catch right into a kick to off balance. Yeah, so Smith is going to have to put that pressure on, get a knockdown of his own. Otherwise, he just can't win. And he's elbow to the back of the head because Dennis spun around. I mean, that was an interesting one. I don't think Dennis should have turned in that moment. And I don't even know if Smith was really doing anything wrong in that moment either. Because if somebody turns their back, yeah, you're not supposed to hit them in the back of your head, but the ref should be giving a count at that point going, oh, you're not defending yourself. And this is an interesting conversation to have because this past weekend at Karate Combat in the main event, somebody got kicked in the back of the head and a lot of people were saying, oh, that's not allowed. But really, you're not targeting the back of the head. But if you go to throw a kick and somebody spins away or they turn away and their head's exposed and they leave the back of their head open, that's legal. So right here, okay, he didn't really turn that way, so he got manipulated to that point in the clinch where he was facing away. I think maybe Dennis kind of went like, oh, okay, you know what? I should be safe right now. So, yeah, I could be wrong. Initially, I was saying like, oh, that should have been allowed. Now that I see it in slow motion, it probably shouldn't have. And to take an elbow to the back of the head can definitely throw you off a little bit. So I'm glad he took some recovery time there. So we get back into it. The last little bit here could be really exciting. Like I said, Smith's got to go for it. He had recovery time. Both guys got gas in their tank. I like how Dennis, after he catches the kick, he lifts it up in front, sort of off balances his opponent before he gets his punch off. He's also really fun to watch. Good throw there. He's also really fun to watch because he will, that was rude. He will, Dennis, bust out those jumping, spinning side kicks and stuff. Referee giving him a little bit of grief there. That was unnecessary. That was unsportsmanlike. I'm not sure why. he did that, what the situation was, but that big left hook there has so much power in it if it lands. Good body shots. Nice use of the ring there to make sure this time he doesn't get swept. Really, Smith is pushing it. He's pushing the pace. He's trying. When I sparred against Dennis, I remember having to hit him really hard to get him to not just truck forward. And I remember thinking, well, this dude's tough. Because back then, not many people within Canada were able to sort of stand with me. So when I had somebody who's like, oh, this dude's trying to actually KO me, and then I basically have to put power into my kicks down to the legs and hit the body hard, and he was able to withstand it, I went, ooh, impressive, impressive. I mean, Jacob Smith is all over him right now, trying and trying. Dennis is definitely wearing down now, giving his back up a little bit too much. I feel like he should be told, yeah, okay, you have to fight, and you can't turn your back. I could see that being a frustrating fight for Smith, but good win for Dennis. Looking forward to the Rodtang fight coming up very soon.